Welcome back, fellow readers. This is Suave, and today we're going to be taking an advanced look at all the light novels that are going to be having a print release for the month of February 2021. We have a lot to go through today, so without further ado, let's begin. Kicking us off on February 2nd, we have Ascendance of a Bookworm Part 2, Volume 4. This series needs no introduction. I know there's a lot of hype behind this series. Personally, I haven't gotten into it yet, but I cannot wait to dive in and get caught up with the rest of you. Next up, we have Banner of the Stars Collector's Edition. This is by J Novel Club. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is a sequel to Crest of Stars, which is already released in the same format. So this hardcover is going to be collecting volumes 1 to 3 of Banner of the Stars, so look forward to that one. Next, we have By the Grace of Gods, Volume 2 by J Novel Club. Ryoma accompanies the Duke's daughter Eliaria in her combat training while learning new magics along the way. With a variety of slimes under his wing, Ryoma enjoys his second chance at life while encountering many kinds of people in this otherworldly fantasy story. Next is In Another World with My Smartphone, Volume 14 by J Novel Club. So when I took a look at this, it looks like we have 22 volumes in Japan, so we have 14 being translated right now in English. And I don't know a whole lot about this series, but I know if it's going this far and it's at volume 14, it's got to be doing something right. The Metal Devils, guided by Eula and seemingly supported by two mysterious twins, are on the rampage. They've mercilessly targeted the souls of the people in both the world Toya knows and the reverse world. Moving on to the week of February 9th, we have Adachi and Shimamura, Volume 4 by 7 Seas. It's spring, the cherry blossoms are in full bloom, and Adachi and Shimamura have been assigned to the same second-year class, but now Shimamura is making new friends. So where does that leave Adachi? Next, we have I'm in Love with the Villainess, Volume 2. This is a title that's getting a lot of praise. I've heard a lot of good things about it. This is a Yuri title. We have a protagonist who falls in love with the villainess, as the title claims. And a lot of people really enjoyed the first volume. I have to check this out so I can catch up and get the second volume. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the second volume actually is already out digitally early. So this is going to be the print release coming out in February. Keep an eye on this one. Next up, we have KUMA Bear, Volume 5 by 7 Seas. I don't know what it is about that title, but every time I say it, it makes me smile. The Kraken has been slain, but Yuna's seaside commerce career is just beginning. Faced with the problem of transporting goods, the Bloody Bear sets out to establish a secure trade route between Melilla and Cremonia, even if she has to cut her way across the land with magic to do it. Now we have Ride Your Wave by 7 Seas, and it looks like this is going to be an English debut, and it's also going to be a hardcover edition. So if you're interested in those hardcover light novels, be on the lookout for this one. New college student Hinako moves to a small seaside town to surf and enjoy herself, and finds herself falling in love with firefighter Minato after he saves her from a fire. The young romance comes to an abrupt end when Minato drowns, but in her grief, Hinako discovers that singing a song they used to perform as a duet summons Minato in the nearest body of water. To close off the week, we have Trapped in a Dating Sim, The World of Otome Games is Tough for Mobs, Volume 1. So this one's already out digitally, and it's going to get a print release here in February. But this is actually a title that I just finished reading, so when you see the video that comes after this one, it's going to be my review for this light novel. And I'm going to tell you right now, I had a blast reading through a story about a guy who gets trapped in an otome game. The title says it all, so be on the lookout for that review when it drops. And now we're on the week of February 16th, so to start it off, we have Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Averaged in the Next Life, Volume 12. So I actually didn't find a whole lot of information about this particular volume. When I read the synopsis, it kind of sounded like it could be the synopsis for Volume 1. So it didn't really help me out a whole lot there. So if you've been reading this series, let me know down below what's been going on and what this series is all about. I'd love to know more about this one. Next, we have How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, Volume 10 by 7 Seas. I know a lot of you are excited about this one, so let's see what it's all about. The ceremony that will turn Soma from provisional king to true monarch is rapidly approaching. And because Soma is to wed his fiancées on the same day, the capital is overflowing with excitement. Not overflowing enough for Soma though, who uses his own marriage as an excuse to push his retainers to confess their beloveds and tie the knot too. Next we have The Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent, Volume 2. Grand Magus Yuri Drews has risen from his coma and he wants to teach Sei how to wield her magic. Just one problem. Yuri definitely suspects Sei is the Saint, but Sei's not ready to be outed. Even worse, under Yuri's tutelage, Sei's power continues to grow, and soon her strength may be impossible to conceal. Moving on, we have the Sorcerer King of Destruction and the Golem of the Barbarian Queen, Volume 2. Fleeing their dark fate, Namaki and his faithful partner Goltaro have at last reached human civilization. However, Namaki's search for answers is soon interrupted by his desire to help his fellow man. When he rescues an indebted shopkeeper, he makes himself the target of a criminal organization, and it's up to Goltaro to protect him from revenge. Moving on to the week of February 23rd, we have a whole lot of light novels coming out that week, so let's take a look. Kicking us off, we have A Certain Magical Index SS Volume 2, and it looks like Volume 2 is the last one for this SS series, and then it moves on to New Testament. But I don't know if we actually got news about New Testament being translated yet, so once this one comes out, we have a lot of waiting to do before we hear more about New Testament. Next up, we have A Sister's All You Need, Volume 9 by Yen On. It's a new year, and the anime version of Itsuki's All About My Little Sister is about to be announced. But when a bored Itsuki is poking around for mentions of himself online, he discovers a tweet revealing the anime adaptation ahead of schedule. Next is Banished from the Hero's Party, I Decided to Live a Quiet Life in the Countryside, Volume 2 by Yen On. Red and Rit decide to take a break from running the apothecary and head to a nearby river for the day. While Red enjoys a date with a beautiful princess in a swimsuit, his former party explores the ruins of a demon lord's airship. Next we have Combatants Will Be Dispatched, Volume 5 by Yen On. In the week since Lilith arrived, the demon lord's army has seen significant losses, prompting an invitation to Six and the others for negotiations. But could the invite into demon territory be a trap? Most likely. This next title is one that a lot of us have been waiting for, and it's finally here. It's Date A Live, Volume 1 by Yen On. Shiru Itsuka has a problem. The world has been racked by massive quakes of an unknown source for years now, though life goes on. Then one day, Shiru's calm life ends forever when in the middle of a quake of his city, he meets a girl who's apparently the spirit and the cause of all the destruction. Next we have Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody Volume 13 by Yen On. Back and better than ever, Satsu's party is ready to conquer the labyrinth steps once and for all, but no adventure would be complete without some Santo brand philanthropy. Building an inn over some hot springs, starting a school for would-be explorers, and establishing a trade company under the guise of Kuro are all in a day's work for this hereditary knight. Next is a title that turns everyone's heads around when you say it. Do You Love Your Mom and Her Two-Hit Multi-Target Attacks, Volume 8 by Yen On. The identity of the fourth Heavenly King is finally revealed, and it's definitely not the person Masato was expecting. Next up are the highly anticipated reprints for the Haruhi Suzumiya series. January gave us the first two reprints, and now in this month in February we're going to get both the Boredom and the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. Be on the lookout for these two light novels when they come out because you do not want to miss this reprint wave. Next is another fairly new title, In the Land of Leadale, Volume 2 by Yen On. Kaina is slowly adjusting to her new reality in Leadale and all the ways it's changed over the past 200 years. But just as she's starting to find her footing, an elf from the northern nation of Helshpur appears and claims to be Kaina's grandchild. Just how much of Kaina's in-game family expanded in the 2 centuries since she's last logged in. And for all the Konosuba fans, we have Konosuba God's Blessing on This Wonderful World, Volume 13 by Yen On. There's a stalker on the loose, or so it would seem. It looks like Wiz has been receiving a lot of attention from a certain someone, but when she brings it to the attention of Kazuma and Veneer, they can't believe her reaction. Next we have May These Leaden Battlegrounds Leave No Trace, Volume 3 by Yen On. Now that the West has suddenly gained control of powerful new technology, the future is looking grim. Meanwhile, Rain's friend Athley has worries that she's keeping from him. Next is another popular series that needs no introduction. It is Re:Zero, Starting Life in Another World, Volume 15 by Yen On. Roars echo across Roswell Manor as Elsa and Garfield finally collide. Leaving this dire foe to his dependable ally, Subaru finally reunites with Beatrice at long last. Moving on, we have Skeleton Knight in Another World, Volume 8 by 7 Seas. Elven soldiers, human troops, and even a dragon lord come together under the Skeleton Knight's banner to prepare to face the Holy Hill Kingdom's onslaught. As war looms on the horizon though, Ark has his first run-in with someone like him, a traveler from another world. Next up is Sword Art Online, Alternative Gun Gale Online, Volume 8 by Yen On. Len's stuck between a rock and a hard place, with a pesky marriage proposal on one side and her long-awaited rematch with SHINC on the other. The stakes are higher than ever in this 4th squad jam. The battle for first place and Len's heart continues. Next up is The Greatest Demon Lord Reborn as a Typical Nobody, Volume 5 by Yanon. At the Queen's request, Ard is summoned to serve as her guard at an international conference between the world's major powers hosted in Megatholium. As the greatest players assemble in one room, he stumbles across Lyser, formerly a heavenly king, now serving as the pope of a mysterious religion. We got another English debut coming this month. It is Virgin Road, Volume 1 by Yanon. The Lost Ones are wanderers who come here from a distant world known as Japan. No one knows how or why they leave their homes. The one thing that is certain is that they bring disaster and calamity. The duty of exterminating them without remorse falls to Menu, a young executioner. And to close it all off, on February 28th, we have the hit light novel series coming from Tentai Books. There's no way a side character like me could be popular, right? Volume 1. Life was continuing on as usual until one day, Haruma's super popular little sister confesses to me out of the blue. Believe it or not, the moment I start going out with her, Haruma's idol tier childhood friend and my super hot teacher get involved with me too. Wait a minute, this can't be a dream rom-com scenario setting itself up for me, can it? I mean, there's no way a side character like me could be popular, right? And that, my friends, wraps up all the print releases for February 2021. Let me know down below what you think about this segment. I'm still experimenting a little bit on how I'm going to keep doing this every month. And I did get a new microphone, so I hope you guys are enjoying that improved audio quality. And if you keep finding yourself coming back here, make sure to hit that subscribe. It helps a new guy like me out a whole lot. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.